Welcome to the Greg Dean Q&A, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Dean of Comedy with us, Greg Dean. We already have people here eager to ask you questions about the business of comedy.
You're all welcome, and we're really glad you're here.
Well, let's get into this. It's interesting. We have a question coming up because you talk about joke structure. You talk about how important jokes are. You're talking about the structure of jokes. It seemed like stand-up comedy is all about jokes. So is it important to do crowd work? And also, here comes the question, is it important to do crowd work? And do you still have a crowd work class that you're teaching? That comes from Bob Kirk, one of your favorites here. Everybody's a favorite, but yes.
which question first? Okay, so I will say yes, I still have a crowd work class on Thursdays from noon to 2 Pacific time. You can sign up for it from the website. Stand-up comedy being just about jokes. See, now we're in a little bit of a gray area, a little area that we want to talk about, like the definition. For me, a joke, in my world, a joke is a single unit of humor. That's it. It's where we laugh at something. Now, I'm saying that finding a connection between two different ideas is what causes a joke to happen. There's a lot of ways you can do that. I can break down any story and show you each individual joke in anybody's story. I can break down Robin Williams' work because he does if we want to call it a setup and a punch, from this point of view, and he jumps to that point of view. It's not the comedian says them both. He jumps from one point of view to another. There are a lot of jokes where the setups are what I call common knowledge. They're already in your head. The setup's already in your head. So all you have to do is deliver the punchline. See, this is kind of the information that you begin to learn when you understand joke structure. Is a lot of people think when I'm saying a joke, I mean a one-liner. Well, I do mean a one-liner. I'm really saying, though, it's a single unit of humor, and I don't care where you put it. You put it in a cartoon, you put it in a novel, you put it in a sketch, you put it in a sitcom, you put it in a movie. It doesn't matter. When it comes down to joke structure, it's two different ideas that have a connection. It doesn't matter. And when you really learn the joke diagram and those 5 mechanisms between setup and punch, and then I don't know, maybe spend a little time with me or read one of my books, you start seeing the other variations on those. And because it's in the book, because a lot of people misunderstand the idea of, in my book, about POVs, points of view. There's narrator, self, and character. Well, to me, that's anatomy of storytelling, and that's the way I present it. A lot of people used to say, he doesn't have storytelling. They didn't understand that is storytelling. Joke structure in storytelling, the narrator will do the setup, and then inside of a scene, self will do the punchline, then another character will do a tag, and then a tag and a tag, and come out to narrator, another tag. So you're spreading those setups, punch, tags, callbacks, whatever it is you want to do, between different points of view, because you're acting out so many different points of view when you're telling a story that has scenes. Okay, so yeah, it isn't just about doing one-liners. And I don't just teach doing one-liners. I teach everybody how to do one-liners when they begin, because if you don't understand and can't comprehend the structure of a one-liner, you're going to be completely lost when we get into storytelling, where we spread out all of the different elements, and now, maybe the target assumption is about a particular character that we have a stereotype about, or it could be a character in a situation. For instance, taking it's a joke in itself to take Arnold Schwarzenegger and in Junior and make him pregnant. That's a joke, and now all the other jokes flow from that meta joke. So him sitting around, having the glow of being pregnant and going to Danny DeVito and go, oh, my nipples are sore. All those jokes are coming from the same place, because you've got these two ideas. The macho man of all macho men being pregnant like a woman and then behaving like a woman. Oh, The connector, Arnold Schwarzenegger, brings those two people to those two ideas together, and joke after joke after joke flows from that central idea. Okay. It's still the same joke structure of two ideas that connect. There's just so many ways that you can communicate that to other people and in so many other genres and styles. But a joke, and when it comes right down to it, a joke is still at the center of it. It has to have one thing with two meanings.
If you have that joke structured, then we don't know what's funny, but we know what you're going to take on stage are jokes.
Yep. That's the only thing we can guarantee, that what you're taking on stage are jokes, because I've defined what a joke is. This is what a joke is. It has to have these elements. I don't talk about funny very much in my classes because that's between you and you and an audience. My job isn't funny. My job is to teach you the techniques and the, let's say, the craft of comedy. Your job is to take those ideas along with material and stuff, get up on stage and figure out the art of being funny. And that's your job. That's not my job. My job is to give you, techniques, principles, and skills that that I've identified over my last 40 years that the great joke writers and great comedians use in movies. I mean, I collected all these from, I'm a big fan of the silent era. I've seen every one of Charlie Chaplin's movies, every one of them, even one of them that he didn't put out. I saw it at the Charlie Chaplin studio here in Los Angeles. And almost all of Buster Keaton's and all the other silent film stars, I'm not going to go into who they are, but also the history of comedy, commedia dell'arte, and I've studied a lot of improv and how we do that. And it all comes down to the fact that you're connecting to disparate. Del Close, one of the great people who taught and wrote about improv, said, well, the improviser's job is to find connections. Yeah. When you're doing crowd work, you ask about that. I teach that. The first thing I teach people is, in order to always have something to talk about, you need to find a premise. Okay, then a premise is, again, a negative opinion about something to talk about. And then there are a lot of techniques that lead to joke structure, that lead to the kind of jokes. For instance, talking for somebody else, you're changing POVs. Oh, the guy there at your table looks like he's thinking, and then you state what you think that person's thinking. Well, that's joke structure. We're talking about this, and then you're saying this person is saying this. And if you're talking about the same thing, you have at least the possibility of joke structure. I'm not saying it's funny. I'm saying, oh, it meets that criteria. I got two different ideas. My thoughts are the participant's thoughts, and I'm going, oh, this guy's thoughts over here. Oh, I'm setting that up. Now, if I can get two interpretations of one thing in there, I got myself a joke. And because it's spontaneous and it's created right in front of the audience, it's probably going to get a really big laugh because they're now witnessing the act of creativity.